Alright, so I gotta get all these toys opened up, reviewed, and put on the shelf before New Year's, so I'm gonna have to do some bulk reviews to get that done. Luckily, this is all Marvel, and it's basically all 10-year stuff, with a couple exceptions. These were on clearance at Entertainment Earth, $20 each. Toy Biz, Toy Shiz tipped me off, so I got a couple of these. I figure army building to me is like a rich man's game. I'm not rich, but when they go on clearance, why not? I'll get a couple more. I think I already had like 3 of these, but 2 more. Why not? Then you have these, and I was really bummed out when they did this because they took the Stan Lee out. Is $40. If you run to your local Target store, it should be $20, and for $20, this is a really nice come up. You have this one over here. You got Winter Soldier and Falcon. I'm not real sure how different these are than the ones that I already have, but I do have the other ones, so I will do side-by-side comparisons, and I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible. But for 20 bucks each, go ahead and pick these up. Then we have the Iron Man, which one is this? Mark 7. I was going to pass on this. I was waiting for like the Comic Cave or the SH Figure Arts one, but for $9 on Amazon, why not? The downside with Amazon now is that they charge you tax and shipping, so it's really not $9 anymore, but $9, a little more, still a pretty good deal. I figured why not, I'll pick it up. Then we got the Captain America and Crossbones. Sorry, I was looking all over the package on that one. And Crossbones, probably because I'm trying to go too fast. I paid full rip on this. I really wanted this Crossbones. It would actually be nice to have 2 of these Crossbones where you could display them with each head. That would also be cool. I've never seen this thing on clearance. If I do see it on clearance, who knows, I might pick up another one because it would be nice to have 2 of those Crossbones. Then you have this 3-pack. I also paid full rip on this. I got it from Big Bad. And then I saw it for like 20, 30 bucks after the fact. You can't always win. You can't always come up. But so just every now and then when you get a good deal on something, it does feel kind of good. We'll check this out. I've actually been sitting on this thing for a while. Then we have the Thor and Stryfe 2-pack. Man, I was hesitant on this, but I think I got it for like $24 or something. Really good deal on this. You know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all those deals came up on this thing. I don't even think Thor ever wore gold armor. I'll check it out, see if he did. I don't know. We'll see if the difference is even worth it. I mean, it's like 24 bucks. For that, it's worth it. For 40 bucks, 45 bucks. Save your money. We already have Her in a comic book version, which I actually like that toy a lot. Then we have the Iron Man 2-pack, Mark 1, the Tony Stark. Basically, it's just a chameleon. That chameleon, I have like 6 of these things already, but I figure you can put that on that head, on that body, to make pretty much any unmasked character that you want. It's just good. Like, I used to buy these every time I saw them, and then I used to get them on eBay, and now they're kind of expensive. I got this thing at Walmart for $24. I thought that was really great. Didn't really want the Mark 1 so much because I already have the original one, and I'm looking forward to the SH Figure Arts one coming out. But for 25 bucks, I'd get that suited body just alone. This is one that I really wanted, but I was waiting for it to go on sale. My buddy went to Frankenstein, saw this thing for 20 bucks. I said, that's the price that I'm willing to pay. I would have paid 30 for this, but I knew the price was going to drop. Eventually, they made too much stuff at once, and everybody's wallets are starting to hurt. Another come up, I think I got this for like 25, 30 bucks. That was the price. Didn't really care for the Ant-Man too much because I have so many of these Ant-Mans already, but I really needed that Yellowjacket. God, I was really looking forward to that. Almost paid full rip for this thing for a few times, but I held strong and got a good deal on it. I'm going to crack all these open. We're going to check them out, and I'm still going to try to make this video as quick as possible, but I will do some comparisons just to see if it's worth wasting your money or not. Got them all opened up, lined up. Gonna attempt to do this in one take. No cutting, no editing, no nothing. Hopefully the wife and kid don't come home, or the dog's gonna go completely crazy and bark for 15 minutes. So If you see a cut in this video, that's probably why. Let me set the camera up right here in the middle. And we'll attack these. I don't know where we're going to go. I kind of got my comparisons off here to the left. Starting my comparisons, you can't really see them. We're going to start with this Tony Stark. And then you're going to do a Tony Stark that I made. They both have the chameleon body. So I think I have 6 of these. And I basically just take every unmasked head that I have and I stick it on this body and scatter them around my Marvel Legends collection, because that's a really good thing to do with these unmasked heads. I really like the darker color blue on the suit. Stands out. I never got that that red and gold one or whatever. I will if I ever see it cheap enough. But I mean, I won't spend more than $20 on that thing because it's really not worth it. So if you look at the head sculpt side by side, the new one is definitely better. Not like crazy better, but it's definitely better. It still has a little shine to it. I love the flat, the dark blue on this suit, way better than this suit. So this is going to be my Tony Stark in his suit. This one here, I'll probably put this suitcase in this hand, take that head off and put another unmasked head on that. So that's part of the 2-pack. And then along came with that was this Iron Man #1. Which I have the original one right here for a comparison. Both of these are really small action figures. If you're going to redo this, it would have been nice if they would have made them a little bit bigger, but that would have required them carrying. And let's face it, this 10-year stuff, this was just a big cash grab for Marvel Legends, which they failed, or at least I think they failed, because I pretty much got this whole entire set on clearance. I don't know if that's their loss or if it's the store loss, but it was definitely my come up, my patience. It was worth it. I paid full price for a couple of these, but for the most part, I got all of these for a really good deal. So here's a new one. You can see that the paint scheme on this is light years ahead of this one. It's not even comparable. It's nice to have in my collection, but I'm going to be honest. When that SH Figure Arts, when they make theirs, both of these are going to go so far back on my shelf, you're not even going to know that I have them. Because that's what I'm waiting for, and I have no clue when that's coming out, but I am really looking forward to it. Just tons of extra paint detail. You got green right here, beige. The first one's painted like junk. I mean, it was cool. I thought it was cool. I'm actually glad that I have this, and I got this 2-pack for 25 bucks. So I'm actually really glad that I got it for 25 bucks. But I wouldn't have spent much more on that. This was something I definitely could have passed on. I'd still kind of feel like my collection was complete if this wasn't in it, because I already have it and I'm sick of these guys' repaints. Just money hungry Hasbro. You know how they do it. Let's go over here to this Yellowjacket. This is like, God, this is like my favorite figure out of all the 10-year stuff. This was something that I was really hoping that they would make up when the movie came out. I love the clear lenses on that. A one-off sculpt made just for this. The backpack on this thing is awesome. All the detail on it. The paint is super crisp and clean. They did a great job on that. Those clear lenses, man, they get me every time with that. I'm such a sucker for that. These arms are articulated. We're not going to do articulation in this video because we just don't have the time for it, because there's too many. Oh, man, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. And I'm trying to do this without editing. Oh, the struggle is real. So here he is. This is like, this might actually make it on my top 18 list. But just look at that. Like, it's pretty much action figure perfection. The only thing that I don't like is the pinholes, which hopefully someday they'll get rid of that. But until then, I just kind of got to suck it up. Pretend like it doesn't bother me. First movie Yellowjacket we have, and I love him to death. Then you have this Ant-Man. And then I'm going to pull out the other Ant-Man for a comparison. He's on a stand because he fell like once or twice. If you fall once or twice on my shelf, you get a stand, because I don't like keep coming in here and picking them up every time. So this does have a different helmet that came with it. You can put this on. This head is different than the other unmasked head that we have. I meant to hold these two together. So you can see that the helmets are different. I like this helmet better, how it covers the mouth. I like the red lenses better than the orange lenses. Those don't really make any sense to me. As far as the rest of the action figure goes, they're very similar, but they're different. If you look at this one, it has like a texture on his chest, and if you look at this one, it does not. So I don't know how new that is or how they would have did that to where they could have textured this one, but not the old one. And then if you look at the rest of the action figure, it's just painted slightly different. This one is definitely an improvement over the old one. I don't really feel as if I needed an improvement, but it's an easy cash grab for them, so apparently they did. And then on this unmasked head, I don't know if I'm going to display them with the helmet on. I'm going to kind of look at my collection, see how many unmasked ones, weigh it out, and then maybe I'll put this head on that other suited body that I now have extra of because of that Tony Stark. Real quick look at him. He's pretty cool. You basically already have this, or you have something very similar to this. Then you have Stryfe. We got the comic book version of her at that 6-pack. Hopefully you're lucky enough to get that. That thing was, I don't think I've ever seen that thing in Toys R Us. I did get it at Comic-Con, thank God, or else I don't know how I would have got the comic book version. This is the first time getting this character. Once again, they killed it. It's an original sculpt. I think they did a great job of her. It was a character I wasn't that excited about. Like I said, I got this on clearance. If I didn't get it on clearance, I probably wouldn't have it on my collection. It'd be really nice to have the Warriors 3 to go along with her, but they're all dead, and so I don't think that's ever going to happen. And there's tons of other figures that they could be making that we don't have, but she's cool. I'm happy to get her in my collection for a discounted rate. Then you have this Thor. I did pull out the other Thor, and as you see, they're exactly the same action figure. Like, this is like a brighter gold. This is the new one. This is like a dull gold. Total cash grab. Basically, with these 2-packs, you kind of get a new figure and a repainted figure, if you're even lucky to get a repainted figure of a figure that you already had. And then they actually try to raise the price, and instead of charging you $40 for a 2-pack, they tried to charge you $45. I was smart enough to wait it out, and I think I got this thing, I don't know, 25, 35 bucks. I definitely didn't pay full price. I felt good about my purchase. This just kind of sucks when they do stuff like this. Give you the same figure that they know we have this figure. They know we have it. If we're collectors, we have it. And then they just put it back in there. I don't know. I'm sure you guys feel the same way I do, or at least you should, because as much money as we spend on this crap, you expect a little more. And then we did get the same Ant-Man that should be riding an ant, it looks like, and the same Yellowjacket. We already have these. These came in other toys. It's cool to get them again, I guess. Better to have them than not to have them. And then we're looking at this Iron Man Mark 7. This toy is truly amazing, and I would have bought this as soon as it came out, except for it was $25. That pissed me off a little bit. It didn't come with a build-a-piece. It's a figure that should be $20. They tried to get me for $25, so I said, screw it. I'm not going to buy it at all. Comic Cave is supposed to make one of these. Who knows if that thing will ever see the light of day. SH Figure Arts, I think, already has made one of these. So I was like, screw Marvel Legends. I'm going to pass on it. I'm glad that I didn't. I got this thing for $9. $9. Totally worth $9. Now, after looking at it, this is probably one of the best action figures Marvel Legends has did this year. One-off sculpt. Toy looks amazing. Big and bulky. Does come with interchangeable blast effect hands. Nice little bonus there. They killed it with this toy. Like, God, he's like... It's one of my favorite armors. They just killed it. He looks great. Really glad that they did it. It's almost worth $25, but you don't have to spend that anymore. Oh, sorry about bumping the camera. Now we're getting into these 2-packs. These things were $40. You can now pick them up for $20. You can see that it's exactly the same action figure. Hold on, my camera's all sideways. There we go. It's exactly the same action figure that you already have, except for now it's unmasked, which doesn't really bother me, because if this thing would have came with an unmasked head, I probably would have bought 2 anyways. So it's not really a big deal. Now I can display one with the weapons and then one with the claw hands. Pretty cool. They are painted different. I actually like how the new one's painted better than the old one. I like that dull gold better than the bright gold. And then he does come with a masked head. And the masked heads look exactly the same too, but painted slightly different. So it doesn't really bother me. It was a 2-pack for 20 bucks. This is a steal. Like, so basically this guy cost me $10 and that's totally worth it. Then he comes with the same, I think he comes with the same weapons. There's like the same axe deal that he has, and then the same spear that he already has, and then claw hands and weapon hands, which it is cool. It's no big deal. Like I said, if they would have put an unmasked set in this one, I would have bought 2 anyways. I'm glad that they didn't, because then now I would have 3, and that would definitely kind of suck. Then he came with this guy here, Agent Coulson, I think his name is. I'll have to check. Once again, this is a figure that you probably already have several of. Let me square up the camera. Except for now it's even a different color. Let me pull out this other one. This is the new one that I just got. This is like a dark navy blue suit. Now he's in a gray suit. I really like the gray suit. I wish it, I mean, for 20 bucks, you could probably go buy a few more of these, pop those heads off, and put these bodies on other figures. I mean, 20 bucks. When he drops down to 10 bucks, I'm going to go grab a bunch of these. If he does. I haven't seen that yet. The head sculpt on this thing, I think they did a really good job. The likeness is good enough for me. I love how they did kind of like that 5 o'clock shadow. They're killing it with these real technology, real scan heads, whatever you want to call it. They're killing it. The action figure looks amazing. It's a suited body you can use over and over in your toy room. So for 20 bucks, definitely go grab one of these. Then you have the Winter Soldier Falcon 2-pack. I was thinking that this was the same exact Winter Soldier as this one after pulling out the old one. They're totally different. So now I don't feel as bitter as I did when I first bought it. But once again, it's only $20, so you may as well. The arm is different. Everything about this is, it's like a brand new figure. I kind of feel like Winter Soldier should come with this machine gun, but I thought that this big space gun would look really stupid with the Falcon. So I went ahead and put the big stupid gun. I might switch that up. I think I might have some pistols in the drawer for him. I keep going back to him when I'm trying to show you this guy. Here's the Winter Soldier. He's a new sculpt, new toy. He's actually pretty cool. For 20 bucks in a 2-pack, damn, you got to get him. If that Stan Lee was in that 2-pack, then I don't think these things would have ever went on clearance. I think they would have sold out a long time ago. But I still think that Stan Lee is going to see the light of day. I'm thinking San Diego Comic-Con 2019, that's when we're going to see him. So back to it. I'm probably going to put this machine gun in this hand. I don't know what I'm going to do with that big stupid space gun. It is a cool gun. I should put it with something. I'm just not real sure what. Then you have the Falcon. Let me grab the other one. And this is the one that kind of sucks. It's exactly the same figure. Like always, they give you one new character, one new figure, and one old figure. He's exactly the same, but painted slightly different. I do like the paint scheme better on the new one than the old one. You can see they both come with like pistol holding hands. None of these things come with pistols, and he used pistols in the movie. So I'm going to go through my drawer and see if I have some matching pistols to put in here. The thing that's kind of cool about this is like you can display one with the wings, one without the wings. He doesn't come with this little drone. That kind of sucks. I think they could have at least thrown that in the package since they took out Stan Lee, but I guess they didn't really feel like they needed to. I even think that he had like a bunch of those in like Infinity War. Here he is side by side. He's cooler than the old one. And then if you have 2, and I'm sure you probably do have 2, then one wing, one without wing. So it doesn't sting as bad. Well, it's 20 bucks. It really doesn't sting at all, to be honest with you. Then you have this Crossbones. God, I was so looking forward to this figure. I paid full rip on him. I bought him the day he came out. I couldn't get him in my toy room fast enough. I love the unmasked head. I love the masked head. I'm not going to take this thing apart. But you can take off the vest. You can take off these gauntlets. And when this price drops on this for 20 bucks or less, I think I'm going to get another one because it'd really be cool to display this thing with this scarred up head and like without all these accessories on here. This figure is... Oh, let's look at that head sculpt because they... God, they did a really good job on that. The 5 o'clock shadow. Everything about that is cool. Then this thing is even cooler, like with that mask, the crossbones on it, the gauntlets. They killed it with this. God, I was so looking forward to this. Like, I still love it. I've never seen this one go on clearance. Maybe it has. Maybe I missed it. I don't know, maybe it's a good thing because I'm saving money when I do miss it. Then you have the Captain America, their cash grab. This is a new head sculpt. It's probably the best one that they've ever did. So I'll definitely be putting this on one of my Captain Americas. This kind of sucks because you already have two of these. You have the battle damage one, or the dirty one. Same exact toy you already have. They give it to us again. That definitely kind of sucked. And then you have this one. He's on a stand, so obviously he fell at least once or twice in my toy room. And then we'll go ahead and do a side-by-side comparison. Way better. I'll probably just put this head on this one, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It sucks. Way too many caps. Like, I'm kind of looking forward to, like, hopefully in that last movie, Endgame or whatever they're calling it, that they basically kill off all these superheroes. Which I know it sucks that I said that, but could you imagine if they did? We don't have to buy any more Captain America, any more Iron Man, any more Thors. You know, it would be kind of cool. Then you have this Ronin. This thing was $30. I never saw him for any less. I really wanted to get him. I held strong. My buddy found him for 20 bucks. I said, hey, that's my price. He's totally worth 20 bucks. He doesn't come with the build him, but this thing... This is almost kind of like a build him. They did a great job on him. Man, he looks good. The only thing that I don't like is when you turn his head, his shoulder pads move with him. I don't know how they could have did that any different, but that does kind of bother me because you may as well not even put a joint on his head because he can't do shit. Like, look at that. Like, that's not cool at all. Then he has the stone inside of his hammer. They painted it. It looks like they painted it sloppy, but I'm thinking that's like kind of like the energy supposed to be coming off of it. Would have been nice if we would have put like a little white or something in there to kind of give it that light up effect, or even a light up feature, considering they're trying to get 30 bucks for this thing. Like, that would have been cool too. One-off sculpt, all original, brand new. This toy is amazing. God, I wanted this thing on my toy shelf so bad. When the movie came out, I was like, why didn't they make them? They finally did. I'm glad they did. They did an amazing job. This action figure is basically action figure perfection. They killed it with him. It's your first comic book, your movie, Ronin. We do have a comic book version, but what are you going to do? Then we have this rocket. He comes with this big giant gun, which is cool. I could totally put that in his hand, and I think that I'm going to, because I pulled out my old rocket right over here. And once again, they give you a new head. Or maybe they didn't. This one might have came with two heads. I can't remember. I'm going to go ahead and wing it and say they gave us a new head. Give them the benefit of the doubt. The old guns were really cool. They were painted, had different paint schemes on them. They did a great job on them. Let me try to get it to focus where you can actually see it. And then the new guns are just silver. So that's why I'm going to get rid of these guns and put this big space gun in here. This 3-pack kind of sucked because you already had this rocket. So that's one figure down. They charge you, I think, 60 bucks for this thing. I'm going to put this gun in there. You have the Teenage Groot. This is the whole reason why I bought it. I really wanted this. I almost bought the little crappy cheap one, but I went ahead and passed on it. Thank God I waited it out, got this one. He looks great. I love how he has that little leaf coming out of his head. I love everything about this action figure. They just killed it, man. It looks really good. I love his little Game Boy thing there, his little pad, see-through pad. God, this action figure is amazing. I love everything about it. If you look at it, there's no pins. A pinless Marvel Legend action figure. Toy of the year right here, guys. No, I'm just messing with you. But maybe he is pretty good. God, look at him. He looks really good. And then you have this Thor, and it's like, God, I feel like I already have this Thor. And that's because you do have this Thor. This is the one that you wanted that came with the axe that you wanted, the Stormbreaker, which we all know that that's not Stormbreaker. That's like their version. I don't know what happened there. Beta Ray Bill is supposed to have the Stormbreaker, but they went ahead and gave it to him. The lightning effect doesn't really clip on it very well. Look at them side by side. They're exactly the same action figure, except for this one has a cape. This one doesn't. This one's all black. They just painted on that lightning effect. They did give him a new head, which is cool because I really wanted this figure. I really wanted the patch on there. It was just a cool effect. I like it. That's it. I actually got through this whole video. I don't know if I'm going to do pictures or not. Maybe I will do some pictures at the end of this video because I don't think it's quite long enough. Like, it's not like you guys got anything better to do, right? I'll put some pictures on the end of it. Merry Christmas, guys. It's already Christmas. It's almost New Year's. I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but that's what time of year it is. Gearing up for my best toys of 2018. That's why I got to wrap all these things up. And like always, guys, thanks for watching.